too much pressure, like somewhere, like she's putting, yeah, exactly. So she's doing a little bit too much in the fingers, okay? All right, good. So what about the distance of her pose? Did it look, it looked a little short. It looked a little short to me, I don't know why. Where's Carolina? Did she go out? Okay. Okay, so
she's looking for a way to open a little bit in her lower back and her hips. She's a little tight from like the lumbar spine to
down.
The base of the pelvis.
Do you feel tight in the back?
Very tight.
In your hamstrings?
Very tight.
Very tight, okay.
She's usually like a little rounded.
Little rounded in her lower back. Okay. All right, so let's have you come back, Katrina, again. Okay. Yeah, so she's a little posterior here. So just keep this in mind, is that people that are tight and more posterior, so you can see how her tailbone and her sit bones are pointing more down, right? People that are tighter here are always going to compensate where they can. Where can she compensate? In her shoulders and in her, like, do you see how hypermobile her elbows and her shoulders, and that's why a lot of people have difficulty in these poses with the upper body, okay? So I'm going to bring you forward, come out of the pose, just a little bit, okay? I'm going to bring okay, so same thing, so press out into my hands a little bit, yes, yeah, so you really broaden your shoulders, that's it. Okay, now when you start to go back, lift from your hips. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Broaden your shoulders. Push it. Don't push your elbows up. Broaden. There you go. Push out. Push out. Yeah. Push out your arms. Yeah. So she's got. Come on down for a second. Come on your knees. Yeah. So part of it is weakness up here. It's not allowing her. It's like weakness in these muscles here, but also in the bicep. Okay, so that's okay. That's okay. All right. So you feel it in your wrist and your elbows.
My elbows a lot every time I'm done.
Every time you're done. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna touch my yesterday in class.
can I have a belt again? Is that yeah? So let's try this with you. Okay. So come sit back for a second. Let's put this on here. Okay. So you're gonna really focus on pressing out into the belt. Okay. Yeah. Don't drop this down, okay? Come forward more into your hands. Yes. Okay. Press out. That's it. Okay, so don't move from here. Move from here. Lift this. Yes, 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 yes. Don't move from here. Yeah, it's so hard, okay? So come forward more into your hands. Good. Okay, push out into the belt. Move from here. There you go. That's it. How does that feel? Does it feel better in your elbow?
Down your heels.
Okay, go ahead and reach your heels back. So let your heels come down as you lift your hips up. Pull your hips up with your leg. Yes. That's it. That's it. Does that feel better in your elbows? Okay, good.
You look so good.
Come on down. Okay, come on down. Do you see how the skin started to change here a little bit too, Mary Bray?
Yeah.
You saw that? Okay. So do you know why that was happening actually? Is because did you see when she started to go back how she compensated where she could, this is in her shoulders and her arms, and she just collapsed, right? Down on the elbow, down on the shoulder, and not getting the movement here. So I stopped her from going back so far from here in the shoulder and put more weight here into her hand. So as she was going, in an effort to like pull herself back, she was like gripping more with her fingers, okay? Because she was pushing too much from her shoulder. Did you see that? So can you feel how you're pulling yourself back into down dog from here and not from here? Yeah. You feel that difference? Could you see that difference, everybody? A lot of you try to get the length of down dog by pushing your chest to the floor and overextending in your shoulders and your elbows. A lot of you are doing this, actually.
But can you see, guys, like everybody is different?
Yeah.
Like we need different instruction and we need different work, and
yeah,
that's yoga.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I always have to do the strap.
No, it doesn't mean you always have to use the strap, but I would use it, Katrina, use it like at home or use it when you go to class, okay? And so that you start to develop like some of that, just that awareness of not collapsing down into your shoulders and into your elbows, so that you, and you start to inform this pushing out, what it does is like, first of all, what muscle is responsible for flexion of the elbow? Bicep. So if she presses out into the belt, that is what engages the bicep. You making that coordination? The reason we're putting the belt there for them is because somebody that's hyperextending is doing that. This is not working, okay? This is not working. So if we have them press out into the belt, it fires this muscle a little bit, okay? And it'll prevent them from jamming into their shoulder or overextending. Does everybody get that? If you have the opposite problem, you have somebody in down dog like this, which you can see sometimes, then you can have them do the opposite. They press in. So they yeah, exactly, the triceps, they create slack in the belt. Okay? Everybody get the reason for that? What is going on?
She's just looking at my,
She thinks she's hyper.
I just said I need the belt.
I open up, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing is, if any of you are feeling really, like pain in your elbows or your shoulders, it's an indication that you're collapsing in those joints. So we have to figure out how to stabilize the muscles so that you don't collapse in those joints and you move, more into your legs, like Caroline was saying, more from your spine. Okay? All right, good. Cool. So let's actually change it up right now and have you practice teach a little bit.